Good morning, grade 9.
Good morning, sir.
Today, we are joined by our special guest, which is Miss Smia, who's going to take us along with our development. So I hope you are going to respect her. Please treat her right, but I will also be with you just to facilitate the classroom management. We are going to be joined by Mr. Shangase, which will be helping us with activities, class activities, and consolidation of our lessons, our today's lessons, guys. But I will start the lesson, then they will follow me. May you please treat them with respect. Thank you. Before we start our today's lesson, can we first recap on what we did yesterday? Can anyone please tell me how many maps do we have, or that we are going to talk about here in class? Yes?
We have, firstly, we have an orthophoto map.
Yes.
And secondly, we have a topographic map. So.
Yes, that's good. So for today's lesson, we are going to first look at the video. We're going to watch this video. After watching this video, we are going to elaborate, or you are going to tell us what you have heard or seen in the video. So I will expect you to take notes of what is happening, or for whatever you think it's important that we are going to play on this video.
Topographic maps are a little different from your average map. Not only do they show the location of things like roads and trails, but once you get the hang of reading them, they also help you visualize three-dimensional terrain from a flat piece of paper. Topo maps use three main mechanisms to describe the terrain. In this video, we're going to cover how to read the map's contour lines, how to understand scale, and how to read the symbols and colors found in the map's legend. Contour lines are what really make topographic maps something special. These lines connect all the points on the map that share the same elevation. By looking at how the contour lines spread out and come together, you can get a good sense of what the terrain looks like. When the lines are packed close together, that tells you that the elevation is changing a lot in a short distance, so the terrain is quite steep. As the lines spread out, the elevation changes more slowly, so the slope is more mellow. Contour lines can also help you visualize the shape of the terrain. For example, as the lines form smaller and smaller circles, they're probably showing a peak. Spend some time with a map of a familiar area and see if you can pick out terrain features just by looking at the contour lines. Every fifth contour line on a topo map is thicker than the others, and those thick lines are called index lines. At some point along every index line, you'll find the elevation for that line written on the map. The change in elevation from one contour line to the next is always the same on the map. And most maps have either a 40 or 80-foot contour interval. If your map has an 80-foot interval, that means that each contour line is 80 vertical feet away from the next. You can find all the specific details about the contour intervals and index lines for your map in its legend. Scale refers to the relative distance of the map. For instance, this map scale is 1 to 12,000. That means that 1 inch on the map represents 12,000 inches in reality. Another map of the same region is 1 to 50,000 and covers a larger area, but in less detail. The important thing is that the map with a smaller scale will show a smaller area, but with more detail. Understanding the level of detail on your map is handy when planning your route, but it isn't much help if you want to calculate distances efficiently. That's why maps also have a small representative scale near their legend. This scale shows you the relative distance of a mile or a kilometer on your map, and you can use the edge of a compass or even a piece of string to help figure out just how far away that peak is. One of the first things to look for on any new map is the legend. The legend is like the user's guide for your map. It's where the various lines, colors, and symbols are defined. When it comes to the colors on the map, the idea is that the darker the color, the denser the vegetation. As you get closer to the top of a peak, you'll notice that the colors get lighter as the forest thins out. And of course, streams and lakes are represented in blue. Alongside the list of symbols, there are a few other important pieces of information, like details about the contour lines and the date of the map's most recent revision. This is also where you'll find the magnetic declination for the region, which you'll use.
Because we are running out of time, can anyone tell us what you have seen in this video? Yes?
So what I've seen in the video is that in the map we have a term called contour lines.
Yes, contour lines. How to identify contour lines on the map?
Contour lines can be identified in terms of a landform, is it steep or gentle?
Oh, okay, thanks. Can anyone please predict today's topic? Yes?
I think the topic for today will be based on maps.
On maps. Okay.
On the features that are found in a map.
Yes, map features. Thank you, class.
Okay, good morning, grade 9s.
Morning.
As your geography teacher, Mr. Shabalala has said, I am Ms. Carol Sibia. So I'll be taking you over for developments by looking at what are the two kinds of map that we have.
We have a topographic map.
Yes, we have a topographic map and also exactly. So for now we'll be looking at the topographic map. So firstly, the first feature that we look over it is a contour lines. So contour lines firstly we can describe it as a common feature of a topographic map, as I have said and you have seen in the video that Mr. Shabale has planned for you. So and then contour lines, they show elevation changes, and they also lines that are close together, which indicates a steep terrain. So this means if the contour lines are close together, they are, which means the feature it is steep, exactly. And then while the lines are spaced further apart, which indicates they are exactly. As you have described the contour lines. So now we look over at your class map, which is the extract from 2930 CA Maryville. So with this topographic map, by looking at D3, you can see D3. Yes. Can you see those contour lines? Yes. Which, as they are further apart, which means they are.
There's a gentle slope.
Yes, it means there is a gentle slope. And then by looking at the E5, as you can see, as they are the contour lines are close together, they are. When the contour lines are close together, they are exactly. Okay, so moreover, grade 9, we have index contour lines. So index contour lines is usually every fifth line that is level with its elevation, making reading easier. And then we have contour interval. So contour interval is a vertical distance between successive contour lines. It's usually noted in the map legend. So here, grade 9, have a look here. Already you have been given a contour interval, which is, what is the contour interval you have? We have 20 meters, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So how can we find the 20 meters? The 20 meters, it is called a difference between the contour intervals. Okay, so now we have scales. The scale of a map indicates the relationship between distances on the map and also the actual distances on the ground. And it is usually shown as a ratio. Like for example, in our map, we have 1, which stands for 1 centimeter on the map, and then we have 50,000 centimeters on the ground. Is that clear?
Yes.
And then map scale compares distance on the map with distance on Earth. Is that clear?
Yes.
So grade 9, furthermore, we'll be interpreting symbols. So now symbols, we have points of interest. So points of interest are symbols that represent different features like roads, trails, buildings, landmarks. And then the legend or key of the map explains these symbols, which can be seen under the term which is called references of the map. And then we also have water features. So water features can be identified as sort of like lakes, rivers, and streams, which are depicted using blue lines or areas of stream. And then have a look at this picture. So great, nice. Now we move into the color guide. So the first color we have, which is brown, which stands for topographic counters that quantify elevation. And then next we have a blue color, which is lakes, streams, ditches, and the like. And then let us have a look at the references. And then we do have a color blue, which stands for perennial river. There we can find the blue color, which stands for the perennial river. And then next we have a red color, which is land grids and important road. As you can see from the references, a color red, which stands for a main road, and that can be seen from grid C1, starting from grid C1, moving further to A5, okay? And then we have black, which stands for smaller roads, trails, railroads, boundaries, and etc. And then lastly, we have a purple color, which stands for the features updated with aerial photography, but not field verified. All right. Yes. Okay, so grade 9, to move over, we'll be identifying the landforms. So what you need to know, and to make it easier for you when it comes to a map work, you need to know that identifying landforms comes with contour lines and also contour intervals. Are we clear? Yes. Okay, so the first landform that we have is hills and mountains. So now what are hills and mountains? It is represented by concentric circles, which means it is the circles that are made in terms of, they are shaped in terms of like a cone. Is it clear? Yes. And then we have the inner circle, which is the highest point. And then to move over the second landform, we have depressions. So now depressions indicates, they are indicated by counter lines, which are hedges. Hedges are short lines perpendicular to the contour lines, pointing where? Inward. Okay? And then lastly, we have ridges and valleys. So ridges appear as contour lines formed in terms of a what?
A V shape.
Yes, in terms of a V shape, pointing away from the high ground. And then white valleys have the V shape pointing where? In the high ground. Okay? So ridges point where? Pointing away from the high ground. And the valleys point towards the high ground. Is it clear? Yes. So now to test your understanding of what I've just said, we'll have a 5-minute class activity. Okay, so now grade 9, let me leave it over to Mr. Shangase, our geography guru. We call him our geography guru, to have a small activity with y'all to check your understanding. Is that okay? Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Morning, class.
Morning, sir.
Okay, standing before you is Mr. Shangase. As Mrs. Carol has told you, I'll be taking you guys over. We'll be doing the activity with you guys. So guys, before we do the class activity, I just want to see if you understand what Mrs. Carol was teaching, okay?
Yes,
so,
sir.
What were you learning today? Yes?
I learned that the color blue represents the water bodies, which are non-perennial rivers and perennial rivers. The non-perennial rivers are the rivers that are big, that have much water. Then the perennial rivers are the rivers that like streams, lakes, so yeah.
Do we all agree?
Yes.
Okay. You?
And then that we've got contour lines, which are identified through their thickness.
Yes.
So what I understood is that we have contour lines, and contour lines in a map can be identified in terms of there is a gentle lines and there is steep lines. And then a gentle further apart, and then steep are close together.
Yes, nice. Let's just give it a round of applause. Nice. Now, what about the landforms? Yes.
In terms of landforms, you have valleys, ridges, mountains, etc.
Nice. So your activity today, I believe that everyone understands what were you learning today. So the activity is you're going to match each landform with the contour lines. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You'll, for instance, if the landform is gentle, you match it with a gentle what? Slope.
Just a slope.
Or a mountain. Okay? So I'll facilitate you guys. I'll walk around and see if you are working on it. Let's get to work. Okay guys, I believe that you are done with the activity now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Number one. Yes.
Number 1, it is B.
Nice, that's correct. Let us give her a round of applause. Nice. Number 2. Yes.
It's E.
E, that is correct. It's Andy. Number 3.
D.
Yes.
It's D.
D.
Yes.
Yep, that is correct. Number 5. Number 4, I mean, sorry, number 4. You can just sing the answer.
Number 4 is C.
Okay, number 5.
F.
Number 6.
It's A.
That is correct. You guys did well. I'll bring sweets for you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Don't worry. So, here's what I want from you guys, okay? So, you go home, do a research about how to calculate an area in a topographical map, okay? That will be the first thing that we'll do tomorrow here in class, okay?
Okay,
Have
sir.
a lovely day.
Thank you, Guru.